away with the old covenant. We are under the marriage covenant from the beginning, after the order of Melchizedek. But one flesh becomes one spirit. How can two agree? Walk together lest they agree. You can't be arguing about everything. That means you're not one spirit, you're one flesh. This rules. The only thing we talk about is bedroom talk, loin warfare. Pelvis is clashing in midair. This is how we rate ourselves. Nothing from the heart on. We got to take this walk till the kingdom come back. If that ain't there first, you going to be one flesh. You will not be one spirit. Christ up the bar. And we're going to get to Jeremiah 3, how we married to him. So first, you have to make sure that your spouse is married to Christ before you marry him. Because if you don't, then you got harlotry in this marriage. How can she be a Muslim and you will believe in Christ and y'all unite? What's going to happen with that relationship? One of them have to go. Let's get y'all where we at. Keep more of that. Come on. We're going to get there. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. Flee fornication.
Right?
Every sin that a man doeth without the body
is without the body.
Is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body.
See, it's saying all of the sins are outside the body. It's in the flesh. The flesh is outside the body. So if you got a marriage inside the body, then you got a spirit relationship. Both parties know exactly what to do. You ain't got to argue about this, you ain't got to argue about this. The problem that we have is the word submission. Your husband should rule over. It's just an order. Christ rules over me. Men don't want Christ ruling over them either. Even though a man, you call him reverend. As soon as you tell him, you know they ain't supposed to be calling you reverend, but that's what the people call me. So you are automatically letting them move your position and move Christ out of the way. Because now they don't say, as the Lord said, they say, my pastor said, my reverend said, my rabbi said. What does thus saith the Lord say? That's what we got to get back to. But I wanted to hit that to understand one flesh and one spirit. Because once they made that commitment, and then Satan came, and he asked her the first thing, what is y'all commitment? We committed to God as one spirit. He said, oh, don't you want to pardon a little bit? 3 is always better. And he got in there, whatever he did, the mental, because 1 Corinthians 5 say that he wanted the church to be as a chaste virgin, not as equals. Her virginity got robbed mentally first. Now, some questions surrounding the physical part of that, but we know Satan knocked her mind first. Right. Smooth words. You ever seen that movie, The Man? Them smooth words. You remember that movie? Can you get that baby? Ain't nothing in there saying nothing about being the head of the household and taking care of the well-being of the family, being a man. And that means meeting all needs of the woman. Not your wants, but your needs. Or we get the other women that you chase after and think income tax gonna fit it, or mooching a nigga. Now it's the man you choose. One is flesh and one is spirit. Yeah. That's good. And the needs you need are the commandments of the Lord, so that you can love one another. Those are your earthly needs and spiritual needs first. You got to present that. So that if an argument happens, anything happens, both of us go back to the word of the Lord. Not no outsiders, not Dr. Field, not Oprah, not Iana. What you got? Okay. What you got, sis? Right, that's what was told to us, but we're going to hit that fornication in the wisdom of Solomon. First started is spiritual. And what she said? What is fornication? Is sex outside of marriage. We're going to definitely read Leviticus 18 to understand what fornication is. Because this is the problem that you're going to have. You got harlots having sex and never punished unless they were married. You got these same harlots hanging around Christ. That's what the Pharisees accused him of, didn't they? When he invited the man to come, they said, "You knew what kind of woman this was? He can't be God. He don't know who this is." That's still every woman's man around comes. That's what they call it. He don't know who that is, and he say he God. But no, you have to understand, back in the day, if a man left, say he's going to get a loaf of bread, never came back, what is she going to do now? She can't return to her father's house. She's not a virgin anymore. So there's going to be times, how does she take care of herself? Only punishment you see in here for harlots is if they were married. First thing Samson did was did what? What did he do? Did the Holy Spirit lead him at that point? Was it ever labeled as fornication? The two women that came to Solomon arguing about the baby, which one it was? They both. What did he ask? Who the dad is these baby right here? This is going on in the kingdom. Understand this. Women were just put out. This is what Christ came to stop. He said Moses allowed y'all to do that. Yeah. But it was a lifelong contract from the beginning. You couldn't leave unless fornication. Now fornication first starts with spiritual wickedness. Right. Those were the only way you could, what's that word called, Dave? You get a normal marriage. This is what Joseph was doing. He was going to put Mary away privately because she's pregnant. He ain't had sex with her. Why is he putting her away? Somebody done corrupted something. So y'all, we have to understand that what the Bible says, word is bond. Nowhere in here. Now, does that mean that two single people can just go out and willy-nilly? No, it's not the will of God, but there's nowhere where it's labeled as a blood sacrifice of sin. The only time a woman and a man is punished is if the woman is married, because adultery means one that breaketh wedlock.
That's right.
If a woman's not married, she can't break wedlock because she ain't married. It's not the will of God that you do this, because guess what? You're going to have a baby by somebody that was only there for the night. He may be coming with a host of diseases. Then when he didn't stay 2 minutes too long, there's another knock at the door. Now you done fell in love. 15 minutes. 9 minutes great for a love. Cussing and hollering. I want to see my baby at 3 o'clock in the morning. About what? Who else you want to see it over there? LB Monroe? Let's get where we at. We're going to get this, we're going to clear that up. But this is what we talked about, one spirit. If you join yourself to a harlot, it's just a sexual pleasure. You don't intend for this to be like that. You go over to the shake joint, you ain't looking for a wife over there. But y'all, this is what we want to understand, that everybody in this Bible that dealt with a woman like that, Christ did not look down on them because of what their husbands was doing. Put them away for everything. Put them away. Just, I don't like the way they cheese on their head. What is she going to do now? How does she take care of herself? She can't go back to her father's house. What is she going to do? Right. And she dragging the baby around with her. What's she going to do? Y'all, we're going to get into this right quick. We ain't got about 30 minutes and 120 seconds. We're going to clear this up.
And if y'all don't know, for the physical fornications in the Bible, they mentioned in Leviticus, the 18th chapter. Let's go there. Leviticus, the 20th chapter. Y'all know this crazy we didn't get a chance to get there. So y'all know it's a long list of who you can have sex with, who you're not supposed to have sex with.
So that don't make you mad. If a man lied with his father's wife, are they married? No. So how can we say that whoever you sleep with, you married? Huh? That's an undefiled bed, man. Y'all, they're not teaching willy-nilly. They're saying that unless can try to play the single game, but you got emotions you're dealing with and testosterone. If somebody else show up because all you want to do is play at night, what you going to get mad at? Better I have my kids. Better not do this, better not do that. Well, what does she say? I don't see no what? Amen. And it ain't got to be that. That just means I don't see no commitment here from you. But I got to leave. We can't live off of that. I can't take a video of us down to the Tweed gas and say, look here, y'all. Y'all want to see one flesh? Now I'm demanding that those bills be paid. Right. Leviticus 18. And this is talking about if sex is marriage. We're going to see that it's saying who you can't approach to consider marriage. Sex is not, it's a part of marriage.
Consummation.
It's a consummation.
Under the right to stand.
What happens if a woman marries an 80-year-old man? What we going to do about that for now? What we going to do? The blue pill? Huh? What happened with that if he got some heart problems? Huh?
More than one thing.
Go ahead. Leviticus 18, y'all, let's just get right to the part of it. Let's get started verse 6. Leviticus 18, y'all, this is the law. We're going to get a couple of Deuteronomy, and we're going to understand this matter. Then we're going to show you just exactly what harlotry can never be one spirit. You can never be one spirit with somebody you cheating with. You can't. It's what it is. Huh? Everything is secret, ain't it? We be here. Right next over here. Hide that there. The key is up under there.
Everybody there? We'll read from Leviticus chapter 18, verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord.
Now we talk about trailer park and all of that because they married a sister. If they go into their sister, are they married to their sister at that point? According to this, it's saying that you can't do that. Let's hold that back.
Right, it's an unlawful sexual act.
And then you wonder why the baby is having some problems. Why do you think the baby having some problems? The genes are too close together. But we're alive. And your sister really your mom. And your auntie is really your auntie. That ain't your mom. Because games have been played. Let's get it.
Verse 7. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
And that means the nakedness of a man means she has a covering. You can't uncover that nakedness. You can't be with your mother's husband, nor can a son be with his father's wife. That's his father's nakedness. That's the woman's nakedness. That's what happened when they got off the ark. Ham saw the nakedness of his father and uncovered it. Ham getting off the ark is what we would call a mother-father. Amen. Yeah, I know the real word for it. Reuben did that. The firstborn of the 12 tribes of Jacob went into Jacob's couch and had his concubine Bilhah. He uncovered that and lost his birthright. So marriage can't mean just sexual intercourse. Because if you flirt with every other guy, read a little bit out of the Quran, dibbling dabbling in the watchtower, you fornicate. You are spiritually out here messing with other guys, letting them sample the product. You're a spiritual lord.
Not we just do believe where Reuben went in to Bilhah at nighttime. She didn't even know that it was Reuben. She for after a while got down or whatever. After she uncovered her clothes or whatnot, she was like, she saw form like this ain't him. And he
Drunk.
And he shot up out of her. That day he shot right up out of her. And she never told nobody else about it. And then she went and told Jacob. And Jacob never got down with her again.
Right. He put her away. So that law word just read about, can a man go back into a woman? He never went back into Bill again.
Bill told her, I'm unclean for you. That's what she told him, like, I'm unclean for you.
Now understand this, did the Lord punish Reuben or did Jacob pronounce a curse on him? What happened? That's the key. That's the key. Who punished Reuben?
That was adultery.
That's a homework.
It is some homework, guys. I ain't saying that. Hey, so this
That's adultery.
Hey, so I'm
Sit down. Go ahead.
so
Move on, we got to cover a little bit this next 20 minutes.
It's quick. So what kind of blame fall to Bill for that?
What can it found in Bill Hall?
What kind of, you know what I'm saying, fault is found in us?
Getting drunk. Getting drunk. Sipping it up.
Get out.
Reuben, the firstborn. Sipping it up with him. Sitting it all not with another. He's in there. He couldn't have. She was his concubine. She probably was years younger than him or the same age as him. He thinking, what daddy gonna do with this?
They already.
That he know what to do with this.
Yeah, he say she was taking she was in a river or taking the water. He was in the woods somewhere. He saw a form like, man, she was naked. I was saying on the phone.
Y'all get into
he got us at night.
Y'all get into the testament of the 12 tribes and look up Reuben, and Reuben will explain exactly what happened. Say, he couldn't look at his phone. He had a soul watch and an itch for 7 years.
Testament of the 12 patriarchs.
I'm talking about, I don't care if don't nobody else know, if they see you digging and scratching like you need this and that, you're not married to nobody. And I knew what the deal was.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 8. The nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover. Right. It is thy father's nakedness.
It's thy father's nakedness. Look, if somebody stop at your house and took a man out of ran out of gas, man, tripping, man, can you hold on, father? Let me pull the door up to the bedroom. She could be laying out, one hawk out. He walked by and looked in there. Come back in there with you and yeah, man. Oh man, that beer I've been drinking, I need to go back and pee again. You got to make sure the nakedness is covered up. Go on, agree. Go ahead, man.
That's Leviticus 18:8. You say the nakedness of your father's life shall not be covered. It is your father's nakedness.
Right.
Y'all write down 1 Corinthians 5:1. Right. The same thing went down in the church of Corinth.
That's right.
1 Corinthians 5:1. It is reported commonly that there is fornication.
What did he call it?
Fornication among you.
Understand this. See why fornication is tied to what he's about to say? Go ahead. Read that now.
In other words, it's a sex crime.
Right.
God. It is reported commonly
Hold it down,
that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not so much as named amongst the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife.
See, this is what we're talking about. Every sin has to have the shedding blood. All we ask is if we wrong, can you show what a man and a woman not tied to his man having intercourse, that there was shedding of blood for that crime? If that's not there, it's not the will of God. There's the perfect will of God, and then there's a permissive will. Things he let go on till you get your mind right. Till he tell a woman, you got to stop this. You putting a bad name on yourself. You can't keep letting every arrow come through here find his way. You're going to get a bad title on you. But you say, Lord, I don't have anybody. I can't feed myself. These things are happening. So it just said, if you keep on, it's going to lead to this because you're not going to make this marriage. Eventually, it's going to come to sin. But because of what men are doing and breaking wedlock and putting them away for everything, you got a whole host of women out here with not no man. What are they going to do now? Can't go back to their father's house. Got 3 babies. They trying to make it. What's going to happen now? Y'all know what's going to happen. L.D. Monroe. Let's get it where we at. We can hold that. But Deuteronomy 27 and 20, give me some Habakkuk 2:15. And this is going to tell you what happens a lot on why Methodists get uncovered and it's fornication, because you're using spiritual wickedness. Why do you think they bring the care package? Grey Goose, sunflower and a hummer. What is liquor called? What is it called? Spirit, baby. So I have to unguard your mind first. Liquid libation. And then nothing about a year-long, a lifelong commitment. I ain't talking about none of that. That's not in the care package. I don't want to plug that. Go rag and sink them out. If you think that that's marriage, you fooling yourself. And go. What you got over there, bro?
This is the Leviticus 19 to 29.
What it say?
It say, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Lest, huh?
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. You know why men was doing that? Because it was the father's right to get a husband for his daughter. Who he going after? He going after somebody with something. But at this point, he was selling her off. And she wasn't a virgin no more, but he was proclaiming that she was. So he's pimping her out.
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
See what I'm saying? Lest the land fall to whoredom. Once everybody start doing it, that's what the land will fall to. So it can't be marriage because it's calling that whoredom.
And the land become full of wickedness.
Y'all, we're going to hit a couple of hit that Habakkuk 2:15, y'all. We're going to run through a couple more, y'all. It ain't going to be long. We're going to get on out here. This is very important ones we got to hit to understand. So we're going to give you that book of Tobit next, 6th chapter. And we're going to see the commitment there. And y'all, we got to understand these things. Y'all, we want the easy way out. What you got now?
Write down Sirach the Apostle, commonly called Ecclesiastes, chapter 9. Chapter 9, that's what verse 3. It says, meet not with an whore.
Meet not with who?
And whore, right? Lest thou fall into her snares. Use not much the company of a woman that is a single, lest thou be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Verse 6, right? Give not thy soul in the harlots, that thou lose not thy inheritance.
See, so what we're talking about, have y'all seen in here yet? And thou shalt be put to death for dilly-dallying with a harlot. It's telling you everything that can happen.
It's going to lead you to
decide this is the woman I want to be. All of this comes with it. Women, if you want to dilly-dally with men, all of this coming with it too. He didn't come from that. You can't make him marry you. If you think you can have your hips swiveling 10 miles per hour faster than the other girls, and that's going to get it done, that's all it is. Hips swaying in the wind. Say that. Y'all, we got to be true to ourselves and understand, but nothing we right here preach more than that.
Yeah, verse 7. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city.
Look not where?
Round about thee in the streets of the city. Neither wonder thou in the solitary places thereof.
See, these are the things we hear like we see on little show. Like on what's that one movie, Don't Drink Juice in the Hood? One tell what women in church, though. They wholesome down there. And the word committed ain't there. They're going there to get a wholesome woman that ain't had too many Johns. Johns. Let's go to church. Where there's wholesome at, so we can destroy wholesome with our care package.
Let me finish it, bro. Verse 8. Turn away thine eyes from the beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For her with love is kindled as a fire. See that? Go ahead, boy. Next. Verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine own. And spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline to her, and so through your desire you fall into destruction.
Now understand how destruction came with the married woman. Immediately destruction came. In Proverbs 7, the harlot that there, the first thing she said is, who's going on a long journey? The man in the house is gone.
She's calling a good man.
A good man. Who paid the bills? He gone.
Exactly.
Come on in here. I got these beds right. Ain't no dollar store sheets on this bed. They from this. They talk like sheets are on, guys. Give me some of that Habakkuk too. No, you're going to read some more of that. Go ahead. Give me Habakkuk too. And if we keep on seeing wine and women mixed together, you have to understand the first thing is to loosen up the mind. Woman, you have to guard your mind. Go ahead.
Is that why if I'm going to give you an example, if I'm here with Judah,
Right.
I'm saying I'm in a place with me and Judah and he has a girl with him.
Right.
He gets up and this girl is sitting right there. Is that why I feel like I don't even feel comfortable being
Oh, I don't
understand that.
no, it ain't me to be sitting around, but I'm going to get up and find him.
Well, if he don't come back, but we don't guard our mind. The first thing we don't ask, are you married and committed? We ask, are you happy? What does that mean? What does that mean? It means sexually. I know he's paying the bills and you driving that Lexus out there, but are you happy? What does that mean? What you got, bro?
What you mentioned earlier about the 12 patriarchs and testaments of Reuben. This the testaments of Reuben, chapter 1, verse 5. It says, and this is talking about Reuben, and he arose and kissed them and said unto them, Hear my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father in the commands which I gave unto you. And behold, I call to witness against you this day the God of heaven, that you walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, wherein I was poured out and defiled the bed of my father Jacob. And I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months.
Y'all see that? Who smote him?
Jacob. Okay.
Who say Jacob?
Yeah, it says, and I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months, and had not my father Jacob prayed for me.
Right. Why? Why did the Lord smote?
He committed adultery.
Why?
Adultery.
Because she was married to Jacob. She was married to Jacob.
Broke a commandment.
So it say, verse 8, it says, For I was 30 years old when I wrought the evil thing before the Lord. And for 7 months I was sick unto death. And after this I repented with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before the Lord.
See what he did? 7 years he got who happens to be his father. Now this is in our household, Israel. And you see how that was fornication. It was a sex crime. Now there's things that's not in the